Hey there, you guys. My name is Gloria Blocker,
And my name is Keith Blocker.
and we're here live on Facebook to talk to you guys a few moments about femininity versus masculinity.
Now, I have a question I want to pass on that though, honey. How do you define femininity?
Femininity is a woman who is soft, gentle. We're already nurturers, so I believe that we are fun and caring. Just a soft all around person. That's what femininity. That's what makes a woman feminine.
I see. And it's funny that you say that, honey. It's like I started noticing a lot these days that more and more people, particularly females, or what is it called? The modern women that's going on these days
Yes.
have such masculine personas and and I'm trying to figure out like where is all this coming from?
Well, some say that it's women who didn't have a father in the household. Some say it's because they didn't have a mother in the household or a mother to teach them how to be caring and gentle. They took on the role of being a mother and a father.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny that you say it though, because I've spoken a lot to a lot of modern women these days, and I ask them, do they know the difference between femininity and masculinity? Now, ladies, and for those who don't know what the word masculinity is, basically a trait that is passed down from father to sons. I'll say it again. From fathers to sons. Same as femininity is passed down from who?
Mothers to daughters.
Right. So and I asked though, like ladies, why be so masculine? Why have these masculine traits? Are you trying to fit in with one of the bros? Do you want men to look at you like one of the bros? Because if that would be the case, then why get mad if a guy, let's say, he's talking about other females to his homeboys, right? Like, yo, that chick is fine as hell, man. She got big booty, big boobs, this, that, so on and so forth, right? Why get mad if you want to be looked at and treated like you one of the bros? That's same as a guy get used to you telling your other homegirls, oh, well, like, oh, this guy, man, he's fine as hell. He got this type of job, though. He got a big, you know what, and so on and so forth. Like, don't even try up front, because we hear all the time. Am I lying, honey?
You're not lying. You're really not lying, because all these ladies want is 360s. And you'll be like, 360s? Isn't that like the devil's work or something? But instead, tall, dark, and handsome. Case in point, look, I got someone that's tall, dark, and handsome, but you want somebody that's tall, dark, and handsome. You want them to make six figures, or at least $50,000 more. Because it wouldn't hurt to make money, right?
Very true.
So they got to be tall as hell. They got to make a lot of money, and they got to have what you said while ago, be very well endowed, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. If you're riding the carousels, then you don't really need anything that's that big. I mean, unless that's just what you want, but to each his own.
But this is the other funny part though too, honey. And I started noticing this though too a lot though, like a lot of females, is that a lot of them, like, they want some brother that has like what, a master's degree at Yale and can hold his own in the pen.
Yeah, a thug and a nerd at the same time.
And that don't even sound right.
A street thug, a smart thug.
I mean, like, yeah, there are a lot of smart thugs around here, though.
Yeah.
But ladies, even a smart thug don't want no masculine woman. How they gonna look? It's like, yeah, he got to hold his own by doing what he do, trying to hold down his hustle or whatever. It's stressful enough. Then he gotta come home to a woman that constantly wants to argue all the time, all the most smallest things.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand that. Do you, honey?
No, but you know one thing I can say to be true: when your man gets off of work, don't start an argument. Let him come in the house. Let him relax. Some orange juice if it's morning time, or let him just breathe because he's already out on the job fighting the man, trying to make money and trying to provide for ladies. A real man at best, right? A real man.
Right.
What about somebody on the streets who's dealing what I say, dope? We're talking about a real man with a real job. So
now, not knocking down a homie's hustle, nothing like that. Though that's not our intention. We're not trying to knock down
right.
no homie's hustle.
Do your thing.
So, like, look, you do you or whatever, though. But at least let the brother wind down some before you start the nagging.
Right. If he got to drink a beer, let him drink a beer. Leave the man alone.
At least let him do that, though.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I mean, the Lord knows I would rather like drink me a little something though if I'm going to like say like, well, okay, what's going on now?
Mm-hmm.
What happened now?
It's not that serious. You can wait. And see, a lot of you ladies, y'all out here, you've been too masculine because you don't took on the responsibility of having a bunch of babies, and so you got to take on the mother role and the father role. When actuality, we're supposed to be the nurturers and the caregivers. We can be soft and gentle and caring and be soft spoken. And the fathers are supposed to be the what?
We are supposed to be the main providers and stuff. See, and that's another thing though too. And I'm speaking as a father. Now I'm speaking as a father though, and I've always been a firm believer, even outlawed though by my own father, right? To every child, especially little boys, the mothers, they mean fun. They mean fun, comfort, whatever. But daddies, we mean business. We mean business, straight up and down business. Like our job as fathers to project, of course, masculine energy to our sons. That way he'll know what it means to be a man. Now, that same as with mothers are teaching femininity to their daughters on how to be wives to their husbands, as well as your math. What is that word that they hate to hear all
God,
really? Honey?
Really, must I say it? Submission, and don't believe what that little girl said. That submission is what you say, subpar, being up under a man. Yes, we know that's what you like to be, is up under a man. And go calling her names, the girl that was with the basketball player to stay in Charlotte. But anyway, ma'am, submission means to cooperate.
Mm-hmm.
Cooperate, getting along well with others, using your interpersonal skills. Yeah, we know we got some bad bees, we got some boss babes, we got the ones that you can't tell nothing. Oh, you can't tell me nothing. You got to be able to handle me. No, baby, that means that you cannot. Nobody can tell you anything. Nobody can tell you a thing, and knows, because submission is really just, it's not about, like I said in my previous videos, it's not saying, please say, may I have some more? Baby, is this spaghetti okay? Does it need some salt?
Oh, another. Oh, my dear.
Cherry go, mate. That's not what it is. It's just being able to get along with others. You have to work well with others because you can work well with others on the job. If you can do that, you can get along with the man. Well, you got to get the man first and then be able to get along with them. So you won't have to do it all by yourself, right, babe?
Very true. Matter of fact, though, like this is the most funniest thing is though too, and I've also seen this a lot though. Ladies, now y'all talk about how you want homie to pay your bills, homie y'all some exotic islands or whatnot though, right? But you want homie to do all this, but you don't want to cook and clean for old boy.
That's like slavery.
I mean, like it also sounds like slavery. Also, if I'm going out there busting my butt in the workforce to bring home the bacon, and I'm supposed to do all this, like pay the rent, take you out on some expensive trips or whatever. Now, ladies, I'm not saying though like that's like a bad thing, mind you. Like going on some expensive vacation ain't no bad thing, but you mean to tell me that you cannot reciprocate the feeling? I mean, come on now. You want old boy to do all this though, but I know it's half of y'all can't cook a decent meal.
They don't have a cookbook.
No.
Isn't that what the Godfather said? Do you have a cookbook? Can you cook? There's nothing wrong with having Taco Tuesdays. Don't you enjoy Taco Tuesdays?
Oh, most definitely.
Baby, do you enjoy them enchiladas that I make?
Ooh, like I'll be real, child, straight up. This is the only woman I've ever been with who know how to make a damn good meal.
That's because I was to be a wife. Now, disclaimer, if your toes have been stepped on, we're not bashing anybody. I just want to throw that out there. But we're just talking. We're trying to help the community come together as one because I'm so sick and tired of seeing modern women with the whole feminism movement, and it's just gotten out of hand.
But you see, and that's like the funniest thing is though about the feminism movement, equal opportunity. Now I see this upon the workforce too. You want the same rights as a dude, work on the same job as a dude. Now, some of y'all, from what I've noticed, don't even want to do that. Like you'll come on the job whining and saying, "Oh man, I can't believe I come to work, man," and I don't want to do this, I don't do that. Neither do we, but we still gotta come here and make money. Neither do we. Do you think we want to come to work every other day? No.
Oh, what about the ones whatever? How are you doing?
Like, I don't get that. I don't get that.
We know you here. I see your face
Here.
because they don't have any respect. I mean, some people have grown up and know how to show respect or whatever, but it's just a common courtesy. We know as the older generation used to say, well, good morning and good afternoon. Yeah, because we didn't sleep with you last night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but still, you could use a little common sense and common courtesy to say, hey, how are you? I'm well, or I'm okay. We know you're here. We can see and talk to you.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's like that's the thing that what gets me though too. Mm-hmm. It's like you want to be looked at as the bros, but when we do look at you like the bros, now it's a problem. For some of y'all, I ain't say all, but for some of y'all. Mm-hmm. Now I know a lot of females though that I see like the bros, and we can kick it no problem. But then you got some of them that you want them to look at you like the bros, but it's like that's what he's saying, for shame. For shame. You can't look at me like that. I'm a whole woman.
Don't touch me. I'm like, first of all, let's kick the facts here, okay? I want to know something. Do you think chivalry is alive or is dead?
Oh, the way things right now is, though, I hate to say it, but chivalry is dead, obsolete, gone. It's gone.
You can't even hold the door for a woman anymore. Oh, I got it. It's okay. I can change my own tire. Now, let me tell you something. Either I'm going to call him to help me change my tire, or I'm calling the insurance for to come out and change the tire. 9 times out of 10, people, when you call the fire department or the police department, or even down to a tow truck, who comes out to help you?
Mainly dudes.
Exactly. Do you see a woman coming to change a tire? Or do you see a woman? No. Let me tell you something. If you come to my door and you're a woman, not knocking the police women, continue to protect and serve, but turn around back where you came from and to come and protect and serve, okay? Especially if it's a big guy, bam, or big ass him. What am I going to do? Try to fight him? Yes, there's some of y'all out there who be trying to fight men, and you need to knock it off. You need to knock it off because it ain't cute.
Now, the one thing I also gotta say is though, do y'all even know the word chivalry? Like that's a question I actually want to ask like a lot of females though, as well as a lot of dudes. Know a couple of dudes don't even know the word chivalry. But I'm gonna tell you something. Chivalry, when you look it up, is an old school code of honor that was passed down by knights, warriors. You know what I'm saying? It's like you be a lover and a fighter at the same time. And nowadays, I see more cats trying to be lovers more than fighters. Like, dog, how on earth can you want to say that you doing all this stuff, but let old girl talk to you like you a dog? I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Now that same goes with the female. You expect old boy to pay for the date. That's being chivalrous, right?
Yes.
But get pissed off on when he's being a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
But how on earth? That don't make no sense.
Okay, let me start from the beginning. Okay, ladies, whenever you go out on a date with the guy and he, decides to pay for it, that's if that's how they were raised, that's what they want to do. They'll do it. But whenever the date ends and he asks you, back to his house or whatever, and you don't, then don't get mad if he says, well, you can pay for your drinks and food and I'll pay for mine. We can go Dutch. So now you want a traditional man when that happens, right?
Man, look. Throughout my entire life, right? Throughout my entire life, though, and any dude, ladies, you ask any dude this, that they've always been taught from a young age, is that when you go out on dates, you gotta pay for the date. Because you know the old saying goes, no romance without finance.
Mm-hmm.
You better have you some money, brothers. You better have you some money.
You better be part of that 666 club.
Shoot. Because like fellas, it's in the media too, man. Like half the you hear about from the past up to today, it's all in the media, man. Chivalry right now, guys, it's like becoming more and more obsolete by the minute. What do you think, honey?
It is. Because there's so many boss babes out here who can take care of themselves, but at the end of the day, they still want a traditional man. There's nothing wrong with a traditional man as long as he goes out and provides. And what's the other 3 P's? Protect.
She'll protect, provide, and procreate,
Mm-hmm.
and as well as problem solve.
Exactly.
What problem, Ken? Not that one too. But then again, I've known a lot of cats who can't problem solve no worth a diddly. That's sad.
Very sad. Now we're not sitting here saying just get you any man to submit to. We're not saying that at all. Don't go out here and get no Pookie and Ray Ray and think that you can submit to them when they don't work in a pie factory putting cherries on top of pies. Okay, don't submit to them. Don't submit to the ones who drive your car and don't put gas in it. We're not talking about submitting to them. We're talking about submitting to a real man, somebody who's going to love you and protect you and provide for you.
And another thing though too, look, Marlon ladies, so fellas, I'm gonna tell you something straight up. It's just as I said before. Learn these words. No romance while finance. Chivalry right then, like hangs off of that phrase alone. No romance while finance. No money, no honey. You ain't got no money, you can't have no honey. It's in the media too, guys. Cause like, look at the songs that we've heard growing up, though. I mean, what was that one by TLC?
I don't want no scrubs.
Yeah, I don't want no scrubs. Or what was that other one like? What by Destiny Child? Can you pay my bills?
Can you pay my telephone bill? Can you pay my automobile?
What? They even had previous song in the past called you got to have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. It goes, ain't nothing going on but the rent.
We know that. And ladies, quit asking a man to pay for your bills on the first date. That is not kosher. That is not cute. Not at all. Now, mind you, I can understand, we need help, but being an adult, we already have to pay our bills anyway. So why go on a first date? You don't know that man from a can of paint. Just in a here, well, since we just had this steak and baked potato and salad, can you pay my light bill? Can you pay my telephone bill?
I've seen
Girl,
that.
bye. If you don't get somewhere and sit down, I mean, really. And, yeah, times are hard right now. So if you do see a man and his best friend's ride on the in the passenger side, don't hate because gas is too high. It's slowly coming down.
Man.
Wouldn't be tripping. And we got to take accountability for our actions. Now, if you know what's not working for you and you know that you're too masculine, just tone it down some. We didn't say be a sucker or let people walk all over you. It's just tone it down some.
Mm-hmm.
And know how to treat yourself. Be that peace that everybody's. Be your own peace. You can't be complete yourself before you try to go out here and look for a man, a real man. Because like you said, chivalry is being courteous. It's a code of honor. It's like being a lover and a fighter. You can't expect to have no lover and a fighter if you don't know how to treat them.
Very true. And here's one other thing though that kind of really makes me laugh. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna say kind of no more. It really makes me laugh. Like my women who claim that they boss chicks, right? Look. Like I said, I'm not knocking no one though. But how in the hell you gonna say that you a boss chick, but on the first date you want homie to pay for the date? Now I know a lot of ladies say like, well, I don't know, I pay for a date call full time, so on so. I don't look. I ain't calling no liar. I don't believe that. I'm 33 years old, and I have yet to ever meet a woman that'll pay for the meal on a date. Ever. Now, fellas, same with y'all. I mean, seriously, fellas. How many of y'all have taken a woman out on a date and she paid for the whole smash on the first date? I guarantee you that every one of y'all is going to say, nah, one.
I'm waiting. Don't worry, I'll wait. How many of y'all have paid for the date? And I'm not just talking about your food and drink. I'm talking about yours and his. Then maybe we'll see how it feels to bash men on if they're bums or not. You know, it's just you have to recognize your place as a woman. If you want to be treated like a woman, then you have to act like a woman. Yeah, the brothers are going to pay because 9 times out of 10, what do y'all want after the date?
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies, if you're not going to give the grits, don't expect fees to be paid for that date, okay? Because pretty much dating is like a transaction. Now I know that some people would say, well, you shouldn't smash on the first date. Lies, because you're not going to get to know anybody unless you do that. And it's not been, what's the word? What's the nicest word I can put?
Man, I don't even know what to
It's
put,
not
bro.
being messy or fallacious or anything like that. It's a transaction. You got to get to know the person. You can't wait, 3 months down the road to be like, oh, I'm going to make him hold out 3 months. Ain't no way in this world. He's going to be getting it from somebody else, baby.
Straight
Right?
up, straight up. And not to mention though too though another part of masculinity though, ladies, it's like if how should I say this in a more nicer way? Because the ladies, whenever you see a guy who look and act masculine though, I know full well that y'all looking at how he dressed. Gentlemen, that's another part of masculinity too. Knowing how to dress. Especially on a first date. Like I don't mean going around wearing some skinny jeans with your pants sagging though, with your butt all out. What I mean? Come on, man. That is not that is not showing a good impression, ladies.
I got this covered.
Oh yes.
Ladies, don't wear your bonnets in the grocery stores. I know it's something quick, something easy to do. You're just gonna pick up some eggs and milk and cheese or whatnot. But please don't wear them slippers on the first date. Wear something nice. Wear something that is sexy but not too revealing.
Right.
But keep it classy. You know, I think our generation has really just fell off the grid when it comes down to stuff like that. You don't have to be butt naked when you go out. You don't have
Shoot.
to dress like you ratchet as hell when you step out either.
Man, I cannot begin to tell you how many times that I've been to a restaurant though with my wife here. Now we have our little date nights or whatnot though, and I can't begin to tell you how many times I have seen dudes be dressing real raggedy, and I've seen females be dressing like Who Shot John Forgot to Kill It. I mean, straight up and down the real stuff. Like I remember one time, man. Matter of fact, you probably might remember this, honey.
Mm.
You remember that time that we was up at Cheddar's? There's up in Fayetteville. So delicious, by the way. And yeah, we seen this chick who was wearing some skin tight dress, whatnot though. Look like she can't breathe in it.
Straight up, y'all. T and A all over the place. And she knew going well she should like before she left the house. Sure you have a mirror in the bathroom, in the bedroom, and maybe one right before you step out of the house. So you know what you look like before you step out. But all this was out, all that out there was out, and she swore she was fine. Okay, like I said, keep it classy. I'm not trying to tell y'all what to do. I'm just trying to help you guys with, you know, just the hook, line, and sink a guy, a decent guy. That's what you have to do. Like I said, just keep it classy. She was pretty much looking like she was working the corner.
Right. And isn't that what some modern women is beginning to look like nowadays?
Yes.
Because I've seen a lot of other podcasts and whatnot though, and I see how they be looking and dressing and whatnot though, and I'm like, you expect you to find you good, and yet you look like a straight up bum. Because where I come from, we always had the saying, bum dudes attract bum bees. That's same as bum bees attract bum dudes.
Well, I'm going to speak of this real quick. 9 times out of 10, whenever you attract what you are, don't get mad because you attracted what you are. If you want to put up with it, then put up with it. If not, just leave it alone. But if you step out looking like, what did you say, a 304? If y'all don't know what that is, let me tell you what it is, okay? Ready? It is you put in the calculator, break your calculators out either on your phone or a little calculator. Put the number 304 and then turn the calculator upside down and you'll see what it says. If you're going outside dressing like a 304, be expected to get hit on. And I don't want to hear about this Me Too movement. Be expected to get hit on.
Right.
And furthermore, like you said, you attract what you are. So if you go out and and go out on a date or you go with your friends or whatever, and guys come up and start talking to you, there's no need to get mad and hot under the collar.
Or try to say, oh, it's making me uncomfortable.
Right.
You inviting the homie over.
Right.
So, but at the same time, though, look, the point that we're making is though, like, gentlemen, in terms of masculine behavior, man, you got to take into accountability that your masculine nature is going to be passed down from your children, your grandchildren, and so on and so forth, though. Right? Trying to teach them how to be men. Right? Ladies, that same as with your moms trying to teach you how to become real feminine. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong, though. I mean, like, look. If old boy get out of line, then yeah, you need to check him. So and so. If we get out of line, vice versa, I can understand that. But don't nobody want to be with no overly masculine woman.
Oh, and ladies, for those who were like me, who were single mothers at one time, how are you teaching your sons how to be masculine?
Yeah, because this I got.
I need to know, how are you teaching your sons how to be masculine? Are you teaching them how to be just feminine only? Because there's only so much you can teach your son. And that's why I'm glad that I was introduced by a special friend that hooked us up. And I appreciate it. I'm very honored. But at the end of the day, I knew I couldn't teach our son how to be a man because I'm not a man. And that masculinity needed to be taught from a real man, right?
I agree.
I can only teach him how to treat women, and that can only go so far. But if I had negativity in my life, then that would have spawned upon him, and then that would have been a whole different story. And that's another topic for some other time.
Mm-hmm.
But ladies, you have to learn how to recognize that being masculine is not cute. But like you said before, it's okay because a lot of us, especially down south, we're tomboys. We like to go fishing and we like to do different things, but it's like a stopping point. You know how to turn it off. Yeah, you have to turn it off. You have to turn it back on. But at the end of the day, I can't say what a man wants because I'm not a man. What does a man want in a woman, baby?
Man wants a woman who's very easy to talk to about anything. You know, I mean, just have like the most damnedest of all conversations, both stupid and intelligent. Like, we want peace where a woman. Yeah, we admire her beauty and whatnot though, but no, they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So any woman can be beautiful on the inside. We got that beauty on the inside. And when men see that, he really gonna be feeling you. Really. that same goes like with sports. Like, hell, we would love to talk about sports with a woman. Like my wife, we talk about sports. Like she can tell you right now, like what are my favorite sports. Come on.
Boxing and MMA.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of hockey.
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay.
like who's my favorite boxer?
Mike Tyson.
Who's my favorite wrestler?
You got me on that one. The Rock. Okay. I'm shocked. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about being a good listener too. Just,
right.
It's not hard to do. And I had a thought that came across my mind the other day, and I was like, what happened to the days when men and women used to go on dates and not worry about who's going to pay for what, right? But the other part of going on a date, if you wear like a short sleeve shirt or blouse, excuse me, and you get cold and the guy offers his jacket, or even down to the fact that like they did in the olden days to put the jacket on the ground. I thought that was crazy. Like, why would you put your coat on the ground? But hey, I don't want you to step in that puddle of water. I don't want you to fall through to another dimension. But for real, like, what happened to all that? All that feminism stuff, like fighting the war between men and women. I gotta know. I know my place, and I'm not trying to fight to be a man or do mannish things. I'm gonna leave it to the men to do.
And I ain't trying to do no feminine things either. Now, do not get me wrong. No, like femininity to a man, that's just being sensitive, but know when to turn it off. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's nothing wrong being sensitive towards your woman. Hey, look, ain't nothing wrong with that. That same as like us men, we were taught not cry right from women. Ain't nothing wrong with a man crying. Ain't nothing wrong with a man crying. Shoot, that just shows that you're a bigger man, that you know how to express your emotions. Don't go overly dramatic with it, but
Yeah, don't be like, Lord, why? Is you shed a couple of tears. I got your back, you got my back,
mm-hmm.
and that's what a relationship is about: having each other's back, having that cooperation. Because Lord have mercy, when the pastor asked me or told me to say to love, honor, and obey, I can hear the crickets in the audience. Wasn't that funny? Wanted some funny shit? Like some obey. Who obeying? You talking about for the shrimp obey? No, baby. I'm talking about to love, honor, and obey. Love that person genuinely, honor them, showing respect and obey. Not saying that he's your leader, he's your ruler, but everybody want to be queens. Mm-hmm. But do you really want a king? Now, don't get it twisted. Queen Elizabeth, she was a queen and a queen all day long. Her husband was a prince, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, all y'all queens out here and y'all bad bees and y'all this and that with the nails, the claws looking like raptures. Stop it. Tone it down some.
But here's one thing also I have to add in this case though to like a lot of too, like the so-called bad bees or the ball chicks or whatever though. Okay, if you banking like that, you balling or whatever, why are you still unhappy? Mm-hmm. Now, a lot would say, I am happy though. I'm doing me. Da, da, da. Nah, sweetie. Nah, a blind hell, Mr. Ray Charles, Lord bless his soul, can see through that BS a mile away.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't need a man. Make it make sense. You don't need a man, but every time you turn around, you get knocked up.
Or else you want old boy to come over to your crib and just cuddle with you.
Netflix and chill.
Like, I hate that phrase.
God.
I hate that phrase, Netflix and chill. I'm like, yo, why am I gonna go over to a woman's house late at night just to watch Netflix. I got Netflix in my own crib. I mean,
Well, let's get back to that boss chicks thing, right? So if everybody around here having businesses, and like we said, we're not knocking anybody's hustle, okay? But tell me something. Do you have employees? Do you have insurance? Or y'all out here jodying, selling dresses out the back of your cars?
but like I said, though, I mean, that was his hustle. We got money.
I mean, he did make $400, didn't he?
In an hour?
Yeah, to support Yvette. What's her name? Yvette and little Jody.
Yeah.
Man, my side was hurt when I got a laugh today, yo.
But you know, one thing I actually can say is this though. It's like in terms of being a masculine fellas, got to do better, man. Got to do better. Like if you don't want your woman to look at you like you a simp, you ain't gotta start acting like a simp. Like straight up. If you want your woman or any female to not look at you like you a simp, like you a sucker, you gotta stop being a sucker. Ladies, if you want your man to look at you like a woman and respect you as a woman, you gotta act like a woman. Behave like a woman. Like have some self-respect for yourself, because old boy is not going to respect you, let alone take you to meet his moms. That's like his most toughest critic, his moms. If he ain't taking you to go meet his moms, to him,
you ain't shit. Let's keep it real. You ain't shit.
Yeah, you ain't shit.
Because I know I had to be that tough critic. Good God Almighty. Because I knew I wasn't in like Flynn until I met the mom dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I met her, it was like, wow, I got a chance to meet his mom. That let me know that I was doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Very true. And ooh, boy, I tell you,
she's a tough critic.
Like my mama, nah, man. My mama is by far one of my most toughest critics, though. Now, my pops is very easy going about that in some things. My mom's, nope. Either you was in with her or you. Now, I'm not saying as like I'm some type of a mama's boy. No, I'm not saying that at all. Because ladies, you have sons. I'm quite sure you do not want your son, who you work hard to raise, want to bring home a woman who is complete trash. So why bring home trash when he could bring home treasure?
That's deep. That's real deep. So that could probably be a Bruno Mars song.
Dig it.
Oh, actually it is, because he made a song about treasure.
Actually, yeah, he did.
And it's so funny because my dad is a tough critic as well.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people don't get the chance to introduce their significant other to their dad. You know what I'm saying? Not just because they want in their life, but because 9 times out of 10, the moms kept the kids away from the dads.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want a son to be masculine, you have to have a positive male role model in their life to teach them how to be a man, how to provide, how to, you just gotta think that you got kids. Now, after you get into the relationship and you have kids, now here's what's gonna throw y'all for a loop. Okay. Now, yes, I had my son, our son, before we got married. But guess what? Y'all Christians out there, listen to this. And that's how it goes. You're supposed to serve God and your husband and then your kids. Your kids don't come first, they do not come first. And those who do want a man and have kids, you have to learn how to let the husband lead You have to let the husband do the discipline and all the above. Now, it ain't that, oh, well, you got to get my permission to put the tail. No, you don't. If you say that he's doing something, get that ass. That's where a lot of y'all messed up. And that's a whole part of being feminine. Know your place. A lot of y'all don't know your place. And I get so heated and disgusted when I see this mess on social media that y'all don't know your place. Talking about they looking for a man and he's got to make six figures. And then when the questions are asked, talking about, well, will you let uh, your, your new husband or whatever spank your kids or discipline them? Then they say no. Well, you don't want no relationship then.
So you see, and that's another part of masculinity too, that they're not trying to teach stuff. That main part in masculine behavior, and fellas, you know what I'm about to say. Respect. Respect. So that's like basically saying that if you with this woman and she has kids, you already know, fellas, you already know she got a kid. That's a package deal, straight up. That is a package deal that you're signing on. Want to be with this woman, you got to be a father figure or a father to her children. So therefore, if she got sons, let's just say if she got sons, you with this woman, y'all getting real serious. It is your job to teach her children, her sons, how to be men, how to be men. That includes showing them discipline and showing them who they are. Because you got a lot of people out here who say, "Oh, I'm just trying to find myself." Bro, how are you trying to find yourself, man? What on Gilligan's Island? You are not lost. But that just shows the fact that guys, they are not being raised by their fathers. No, try to teach them who they are and have respect for who they are. But that only comes to the fact that men, or as I should say, women are not letting the men be men to their children. Teaching them how to have respect for themselves, respect for women, and respect for the law. Because if that man cannot establish law and order among your children, then yes, ladies, your child is going to be lost. Your sons are going to be lost. Your daughters are going to be lost.
And daughters do need their fathers as well. Trust me, I know because I've been there. Thankfully, the Lord blessed me to have both of my parents, and they were a good example on how to teach me how to be a wife. And I didn't think that I could be a wife at first, but I signed up for something. I'm like, it's not that bad. Why why everybody act like being a wife is that bad? Because you can't get along well with others. You don't have what's the word I'm trying to look for? You don't have any stability. Y'all chaotic as hell. Instead of humbling yourself and taking order, because the man is supposed to be the head of the household. Whether y'all knew it or not, the man is the head of the household, and the woman is supposed to be the neck. And one thing I learned is to support him, not financially, but support him in his dreams and he needs somebody to talk to, be his friend, be his confidant, be able to get along with one another.
Right.
But if y'all fighting like cats and dogs, then why be together? Just stay single. And I understand not everybody is meant to be married. I get it. I know that's what everybody said. Well, I'm just not marriage material. Okay, well, fine. Stay alone and have your cats and dogs. But I'm gonna tell you what I experienced and what I've seen in my life. That is about 2 or 3 couples, maybe 4 or 5 couples at the most that I've seen. That no marriage is perfect.
Nope.
You this is work, and it's not being happy. You know, you other happy, yes, but it's not about partnership or it's 50-50. You got to come home. You got to wash the dishes. And how some people spaz out. You got to come wash the dishes. Girl, wash that man's dishes and keep that house clean. There is nothing hard about that. I love keeping a clean house.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Like coming home from work or come home from school and see that the house is smells good. I'm just about to be off the floor, but I'm not going to do that. But we have a cat and a dog. But at the end of the day, there's nothing hard about that. You just do you like when I clean the house?
I do, and it's all about reciprocating that too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, my wife works and goes to school, same as I work. Now, on days that I work on days that I work, she makes sure that my uniform like is ready to go and my stuff is packed. That way, I can just be out. On days that she's working and I'm home, I make sure her uniform is ready and her stuff is packed up. That don't make me any less of a man. That just shows that I'm man enough to reciprocate the feeling that I feel every time that I go to work. That don't make me no less of a man.
Mm-hmm. And the young lady that was out here on social media put that post, and she said she want a man that pays the rent or the mortgage, pay the water bill. She want him to cook and clean. She want him not only just wash clothes, but she wanted him to fold them up and put them away and do the lawn work outside. I was
And what is she supposed to be doing?
like, not a damn. Catch myself. Not a damn thing.
like, like, like what? Like I even heard that nonsense too. So you need to tell me that old boy is supposed to be doing all this, whereas you just sit there all day long, ain't not do nothing. And I bet you that she wasn't gonna give homeboy no ass either.
I don't know because never mind the comments and stuff. No, no. Look, there is a simple three things that we women are supposed to do for a real man that we love, honor, and obey. Okay, we're supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be fit and submissive. And I understand everybody's not meant to be uh skinny right here. Okay, got it. Well, everybody's not meant to be skinny, but you got to think back to the 70s and the early 80s and early 90s when the ladies that was on Soul Train and yes, they were handpicked. Did y'all see how they looked?
Dude.
They was small and times are hard then because it was an inflation then, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is before a lot of us was born. They were small. They was had uh, small frames. Well, nobody humongous. But look, like I said, everybody's not meant to be skinny. But at the end of the day, you got to think about this too. They got gym memberships around here. We're not saying get a chain and pull a truck. We're just saying, to be healthy because there's a lot of people who are sick and got so many diseases, high blood pressure, diabetes, all types of stuff. And you have to take care of your things. Be that caring, nurturing person and take care of one another.
You wanna know how I know this?
What?
It's like you like ladies and gentlemen, like y'all probably might have seen this many times or too. Like you ever notice though that a lot of folks when they is going near beach season or whatnot though, or going out to the beach whatnot though. They be the main ones in the gym eating all these salads and everything like that, drinking all this water and whatnot though. I'm
Making
like,
all these smoothies and stuff.
yeah. Yeah, just so that you can like lose a little bit of weight so you can look good in a bikini, whatever. I mean, hey, I ain't knocking that though. But like, come on now.
Or what about the ones that's got the low self esteem and feel like they have to go, not knocking it, y'all do you, get the butt lifts and get the tummy tucks and stuff. So what you're saying is you get rid of your stomach and you put it on your ass. So when you get stomach, when you get hungry, your ass is gonna growl. Is that what it is? I mean,
I like
seriously.
that. I like that.
I'm just curious because you know everybody you're gonna live your life what you want to do. I don't care. I'm just saying, but just take care of yourself. You know, everybody like I said, it's not gonna be no size 2 or size 6. You're gonna have some 14s. You're gonna have some 20s, but whatever size you are, keep it classy.
I could agree with that. I could definitely agree with that. Excuse me. But one thing, yeah, just the one thing I can say is this though. It's like fellas got to do better.
Matter of fact, once you that size, that one that was making all them demands,
Matter of fact, I think she was.
golly.
Like I'm like, how the hell? Like you is that size, and yet you doing all like you want all these demands. But what are you doing?
Absolutely nothing.
I'm having no. She is gracing him with no with her presence.
At the table.
Yeah.
We're not going to start that table foolishness. All right, ladies. When a guy asks you, what do you bring to the table, right? Okay, so you bring peace to the table. You know what? Say something else besides that. You give them an answer and you'll say, or better yet, guys, whenever you ask a woman, don't even ask them what you bring to the table. Ask them, what can you do for me that'll make me want to wife you up? What can you do for me?
I don't know about that.
You sure?
I don't know about that. Nah, I don't know about that. That's like that's like moving a little bit too fast.
No, well, you think okay, that's what you think. But what I'm saying is, what what can I do for you? What will please you to make you, with dating, you want to have intentions to marry, right?
Very true.
Okay, so
Excuse me.
let's just say I bring, stability to the table. I bring, yeah, I do grace it. I do, I want to honor you and I want to respect you and show you love and kindness, and I wouldn't mind submitting to you. But when you say something like, I bring, I bless the table with my looks, and you sit up here looking like a hot mess, or you expect for somebody to just take care of you like you, the Queen of England, stop. Knock it off. Just don't.
Just don't even do it. And fellas, don't even waste your time.
Just stay away from the table.
Because and that's where masculinity comes into play though. Like being able to say yourself like self, am I really about to take this 304 out on a restaurant which I'm paying for and she gonna act like that? Nah, dude. Mm-hmm. No way.
And fellas, please don't take, if you're interested in a woman, please don't take her to Red Lobster.
Oh hell no. Oh man, no.
Who hangs out at Red Lobster?
304.
So if you get taken to Red Lobster, I'm gonna just hang it up. I'm gonna leave it be.
I mean, I know some folks like their seafood.
Yeah,
there's other seafood spots out there.
Them cheddar biscuits will make you hurt yourself. They make you put some in your purse and bring them home. But yeah, just it's crazy.
But you see, and that's where the whole play of masculinity comes into play. Learn how to tell truth from fiction, pondering a real woman or a Barbie doll. You want to ponder a Barbie doll, then hey, go right down to the toy store and go find you a little Barbie doll, like for you a pet upon say, oh, yes, I love you, Barbie. You're so beautiful. Yes, my little precious thing. Or else would you rather ponder a real woman?
Well, it's kind of hard to get a real woman nowadays because there's so much fakeness.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the lashes. I like the natural look and everything. Ones that's not sticking out to here, looking like this right here, So a good wind comes through and you'll fly away. That is not cute. Not at all. Don't, like I said, everything has to do with the whole femininity thing. Doing that is not, what am I trying to say? Having those long lashes, if y'all really knew what they meant and what they were made for, y'all wouldn't even wear them. Y'all would not wear them. Trust me on that. If you don't know, look it up.
And fellas, and the main key thing in masculine behavior, or even matter of fact, I'm gonna ask this question right here. Do most of y'all know the difference between being the alpha or beta? Now, alpha have increased their masculine behavior. Betas, not so much. So, do you want the man, eh, excuse me, do you want a woman to look to like use an alpha manly man dude or just some simp ass punk? Because if you want me to look at the simp ass punk, then hey, that's you, partner. That's you. But nah,
And ladies, we cannot be alpha. I don't care how you slice or dice it. We cannot be alphas. Do y'all see lionesses being alphas? Who is supposed to be king of the jungle?
the male lion.
Right. We're not alphas. We're supposed to be beside or behind the king, the alpha. Let them stand tall. Let them be honorable. Let them do their manly things. See, that's where all the confusion comes in it because we're trying so hard, and some of y'all really do hate men. Let's be brutally honest, y'all hate men, but y'all want to get a man, but you don't know how to treat him. It's so independent, but you've got to let them lead. You got to let them be the alpha. Am I right?
Very true. But it's also very hard in this one too there, honey,
Mm-hmm.
because of the fact that you got some dudes who don't know how to lead. Like like ladies, I know what you're thinking, like, let it go, but wait, you are correct. It does go both ways. Because how can you trust a man to lead a family if he don't establish like his form of like masculine behavior? If he has like no type of masculine behavior, I can greatly understand why you will not trust him. Because to him, and though like well, I would say because to you ladies, old boy's a sin. If he ain't got not a shred of masculine behavior or not a shred of masculine energy, dude's a sin. Like straight up.
But if you put yourself in that situation and you stay with him, then you're wrong too. Because if you feel like the man is not leading you and protecting you, then move on. You have other options. There's so many fish in the sea. It's crazy. You have to, if you're not being treated right, if you're not being led right, then just move on.
Very
There's
true.
nothing hard about that. But the ones that stay in relationships for 5, 10, 20 years and see that it's not going anywhere, or you have them at their mom's, or they never put a ring on your finger, that's your decision. You made that move.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you date and you're in your femininity women, the man has no other option. Well, not excuse me. The man has the option to wife you up as long as you're in your femininity state.
Very true. And lady, you too have an option to let old boy lead you if he established his masculine energy. But before we go, we'll leave you with this question. and you can place your answer inside of the comment box or whatever. Now, gentlemen, if you do not have the proper masculine energy, how do you expect this woman to respect you as a man? Ladies, if you don't have a shred of femininity inside your soul, how do you expect a man to respect you as a woman? We'll leave you with that question.
Yep.
Until next time, I'm y'all. It's your boy Keith Blocker and his lovely wife.
Gloria Black.
Signing off.
Take care, y'all.
Peace.